Hey, I'm Harry and welcome to the Gothys. I'd like to thank Nick Kay for inspiring this look.
Harry, what are you doing?
It's the Gothys, so I'm dressed like a goth.
It's the game of the half year.
Oh. Hey, I'm Harry and welcome to the Loot Drop. Today we're going to talk about Elden Ring players getting real swords, Untitled Goose Game officially becoming art, cut content from Halo, and the Gothys, which stands for Game of the Half Year, which I've only just found out. It's official! Video games are now art. The Australian Centre of the Moving Image, the National Film and Sound Archive, and the Powerhouse Museum have joined forces to acquire and preserve Untitled Goose Game. The museums have acquired a heap of creative development materials and some early versions of Untitled Goose Game to really understand how the game was made. What's super cool about this is that when technology is updated and there's new ways to keep data, all of the assets in the collection for Untitled Goose Game will be updated and preserved. I'm all on board for video games belonging in museums. When the ABC Gamer team went down to Melbourne to check out the Acme video game exhibition, it was stunning. I learned that one of my favourite SNES games, Shadowrun, was developed in Australia. These kinds of exhibits showcase how much love and hard work go into making these games, and it was also so cool to see some of the historical context behind the things we kinda take for granted in gaming. Like controllers are all fancy pants now with the haptic triggers and removable thumbsticks, but back in the day, it was literally a stick and, if you were lucky, a button. So whenever you see a video game exhibit pop up at your local museum or gallery, I reckon you should definitely go, because I guarantee you'll learn something new about video games. An Elden Ring player has been gifted a real-life sword from Bandai Namco. Now, if you've been following Elden Ring since its release, you've probably heard of a player called Let Me Solo Her. This impeccably dressed player has a summon sign at Elden Ring's final boss Melania, and like their name suggests, solos her for anyone who summons them. There are tons of videos of Let Me Solo Her online, and they quickly became a meme. Someone even made an action figure of him. Now, the makers of Elden Ring have recognised their achievement of defeating Melania over 1,000 times with a gift box complete with a freaking sword. I love it when game companies recognise the achievements and love that the players give them. Like, it's so rock and roll. It's like when the Foo Fighters are playing a live show and they bring an audience member up on the stage to jam with them. Like, it's so cool. It reminds me of, do you remember that BlizzCon when that red-shirted guy was like fact-checking the panel about the narrative because there were some plot holes, and in response, Blizzard, they put an NPC in WoW called the fact checker. Like, that's so cool to respond and engage to the community like that. You really love to see it. Hardcore Halo fans can rejoice! The Master Chief Collection's about to get a bunch of cut content from Halo 1 and 2. 343 has been working with a team of modders to restore weapons, vehicles, characters, and even levels that were previously thought lost to time. A lot of the cut Halo 1 assets were featured in Halo's original reveal at Macworld, so this is like a glimpse into a universe that could have been. Also, isn't it crazy that Halo started out as a Mac exclusive? They've also teased a mini warthog for Halo 2 called a piglet, and honestly, ripping around on the map with a dozen of your mates on their little piggies is a good enough reason for me to reinstall. I'm genuinely stoked about the cut Halo 2 level from E3 2003. If you're not familiar, it was a scripted 8-minute demo through the streets of New Mombasa, and it was hype as hell. I'm telling you, a 12-year-old Harry is losing his mind about this. Unfortunately, 343 said that they're unsure if they're able to bring these assets to the console games, but if you do own the Master Chief Collection on PC, you'll be able to access the assets through the editing kits. Half a year has passed and a bunch of great games have come out, and the ABC Gamer team have collectively played most of them, so I thought it'd be fun to share our picks for GOTHY, or Game of the Half Year. Harry June, the host of the year, picked Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. 4 words, 5 stars. Turtles, party time, pizzas, cowabunga. This game is an anthem to beat 'em ups, being totally radical and having friends. I had to beat it solo. It's a non-stop thrill ride with plenty of variety, and it has some genuine laugh out loud moments. Digital producer Joe chose Elden Ring. A perfect evolution of the Soulsborne formula with an open world that was an absolute joy to get lost in. Gear and progression that tapped into all the gamer bits of my brain, and so many iconic boss fights that were forever seared into my hall of great gaming moments. I would have picked Elden Ring too, except I think it's against the rules to choose a game you haven't finished yet because it's too hard and I can't beat the final boss. So, can any of you help? Anyone? Let me solo her? GGSP host Gemma chose Tunic. You come for the cute fox, incredibly satisfying combat and gorgeous isometric environments, but you stay because you physically cannot leave until you find out what life decisions led that giant skeletal creature in the cave to becoming a merchant. For me, Tunic's the same as Elden Ring in that it got too hard and I didn't finish it. Producer Dan's pick was Poinpy. It's the kind of mobile game that infects your brain with its tight controls and impeccable game feel. Plus, the ending is completely bonkers. Who would have thought that Netflix would have one of the best games of the year? I mean, it's the best game of the half year. Just wait for Into the Breach to come out, all right? It'll take the throne. Producer Jordan chose Fortnite. Having never played Fortnite before, I was blown away by the quality of the world's biggest free-to-play game. The introduction of sprinting, vaulting, and zero build have renewed this game as the king of battle royales. Just don't ask him how much is spent on V-Bucks. Series producer Elliot chose Elden Ring. You gotta remember that I'm a dad who gets no me time anymore. So I don't play as many games as I once used to, but the game I played the most this year was Elden Ring, which really captured my gamer soul. But actually, Tunic was pretty good too. Okay, it's Tunic. My choice is Tunic. Elliot's so busy, he didn't even have time to give me a full answer. I had to harass him in the hallway. Host Rad chose Vampire Survivor. I pumped 40 hours into a $5 game. Enough said. Let's be honest, Elden Ring will probably win Game of the Year for 2022 because like most of the office have played it and they loved it. But for the half year, there are quite a few contenders. That's the loot drop. Coming out this week is Endling Extinction is Forever on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC and Switch. Into the Breach Advanced Edition on PC, Switch, iOS and Android. Stray on the PlayStation and PC. Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels DLC on the Xbox and PC. And Live Alive on the Switch.
So what did you think of our picks for the Gothies? Did we leave anything out? Let us know in the comments below and I'll probably disagree with you because life is meaningless. Everything's meaningless. I just want to listen to The Cure, Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Just keep painting my nails black, even though it's kind of hard, especially painting my left, using my left hand to paint my right hand. Like it's all messy and I got it everywhere, all over Dan's laptop too. But he won't be back for a while.